Yo guys, what is going on? Blossoms back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Now, if I go into filter and I go into collections and tags, you can't find the old collections. It's just Niklas collection. We can't find Tuma and we can't find Maryland and those before it. But let's go for a little quick history session. I remember when Maryland's collection first came out, a lot of players were saying, oh my goodness, this is a terrible collection. The cars are terrible, this, that, everything. And I remember that my response to that was, hey, Maryland's collection isn't actually that bad, right? We've seen a lot of worse ones. I don't think Maryland collection was that bad. Think about some good cars that we got in that Chevy Cruze front-wheel drive car, right? With the 100 plus handling. There was also the Charger, Hellcat, you know, Red Eye. That was also really nice. There was also a couple C8 Corvettes in there as well. So I don't think Maryland collection was that bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't that bad. A lot of people said it was really bad. I said that it could get worse, and guess what? I was right, because Tuma's collection came around, and that was, not even arguably, that was clearly worse. Tuma's collection was bad. Everyone was saying, oh my god, Tuma's collection is terrible, this, that, everything. And the only people that genuinely enjoyed Tuma's collection were people that were Japanese collectors, right? So players like Korn and Spoolie, and I'm happy for them because it was another avenue for them to get some GTRs and maybe some Subis that they didn't get before. But definitely worse than Maryland's collection in terms of a general sense of car value, right? And then, you know, the thing was, people were saying, oh my god, it's so bad, and I was like, yeah, it's really bad, but the good news is, we can't get worse than that. Well, this time, I was wrong. I was very wrong. We got a lot worse because Niklas collection, oh my goodness, it is a bunch of garbage. This is a heaping pile of hot garbage. I have not used that sentence in the channel. I've not used that name on the channel for a long time, but this is properly hot garbage. Everything you see here from C to C is just trash, 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 trash. Look, I'm not over-exaggerating. Some people might think that I'm over-exaggerating, and you know, some of these cars are good. I mean, yeah, maybe like 2, 3, 4, 5 of these cars, you know, out of how many total cars, right? There are like 141 Niklas collection cars. Maybe 10 of them are good. Like this M3 competition saloon, for example. Yeah, that's a good one, but this is a heaping pile of crap. And Hutch isn't hiding it, okay? Like Robin said it, I'll put a photo right here. The design of collection series is to focus on cars not usually focused on. In other words, it's a nice way of saying, yeah, we're making you play with shit. Here's another one. Yeah, that's a good point to put out there. That collection series really do focus on a tier of car that is not very useful outside of a small window. Yeah, that's a bunch of fun, right? Like for this tiny window, for a game that is over 7 years old, for a tiny window, for that one time in 7 years, you get to play with a small pool of cars that nobody wants to collect for a short period of time, and that's it. Nobody's gonna want to play those cars. Nobody's gonna want to collect those cars. Like, this is the pitch that you give me? Hey, spend all your resources in upgrading this epic that you can use for 2 weeks and not use again for 7 years like you haven't used for the 7 previous years. Like, that's Niklas collection. Let's get into it. Pack review. Is it worth opening? I think you know my answer, but we're gonna get into it nonetheless. You know, I'm gonna show you the screenshot again. I'm gonna hold this nice and dear, okay, true and dear, right and close to everybody's hearts right here. The design collection series is to focus on cars not usually focused on, because this is basically just immediate confirmation that my lowest rank being called requires a special tag challenge just makes all the damn sense in the world, because it's true that this is what they're trying to do. You know, they're making a special tag challenge not for them to be fun. It's just for you guys to play with cars that you don't have and don't want to collect. So let's get into it. Oh, all right. Audi A5 Quattro has little moments. Okay, it's one of the better four-wheel drive standard. Definitely not good. Maxed out 80 handling four-wheel drive standard. I do own this car. I mean, barely use it honestly. Again, as always, like, I can show you my personal collection. As you can see, I don't have a lot going on for me as well. One good thing I can say, oh, and there you go, I have that A6 as well. So yeah, 89 races, 87% win ratio. I mean, hey, it's pretty nice. 88, 89, 87, that's actually a pretty nice combination. Pretty sure most of the races for this were from the European, you know, GT trials or whatever it is. Is this EGT? Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah. One good thing about Niklas collection that I should point out is that they did not go super heavy on the GREs. You know, in terms of that RQ 69 to 65 range, you're only seeing about 4 epics. So that's kind of nice. You know, in terms of German cars, they could have gone for a full-on plethora of just RQ 65, 66s, and 67s. But they did us the courtesy of omitting the 67s and 68s and barely any 66, 65, or 69s, which is pretty nice. That being said, though, it doesn't mean that the 70s or 72s are any good. I mean, this car used to be great, you know, back in the day when Porsche was a brand new thing to top drives, you know, like 5 years, 6 years ago, but now it's just a mid-range epic. Anyway, let's get back into it. Audi Q7 V12. Yeah, this one's god. I almost want to say highly versatile. I feel like I might just put it in highly versatile because I know that most of the cars that I'm going to rank are going to be at the bottom. Versatile or highly versatile, one of these two. As long as you know where to put it, right? Decent dragster, great dragster for the EGT stuff, great dragster for most of the Audi stuff as well. I wouldn't say German because G63 exists. But the Audi Q7, yeah, it's good. You gotta know where you want to put it, right? I think it's pretty decent on the hairpin. Really good on an Ocean Beach slalom. I believe it's the best option for an Ocean Beach slalom wet ultra rare option. So that's pretty good. Now let's talk about the crap. Yeah, it's crap. I'll move this one a little bit up, okay? Because that isn't really inflated by medium ground clearance. It has 89 handling when you max it out. Cheaper to use than all the Audis that I put in crap tier as well. BMW 123D. Again, you know, special tag challenge. Yeah, this is terrible. It's also terrible. This one's I would say just a little bit better than the 530 because it handles a bit more and it's also 3RQ cheaper. But then again, that's not really saying much, is it? 550i. 550i. I used it recently. I think it was in a tune-up challenge. I mean, we can have a look. I own it. So we can have a look. So where is that BMW? There you go. 550i. I've had it for 597 days. I've used it 65 times. I think quite recently, and that's the only time I've ever used it. And to the Black 4s as well. Yeah. Requires special tag challenge. 640i though, this one's pretty good. I'll put that in versatile, right? It's 4-wheel drive, yes, but it's low ground clearance. It handles well. It's kind of like a better version of the Audi TT Quattro. It was very useful back in the day. You know, in terms of as far as 4-wheel drive, low ground clearance ultra rares go. It was very useful back in the day. Let's go low. Let's go 4-wheel drive ultra rare. Let's go low, right? Because I believe that this BMW was giving out German Renaissance. Yes, it was. So we need to remember, back in the day, this didn't exist. Skyline did exist. This did not exist. This did not exist. This did not exist. This did not exist as well. So, you know, the competition was a lot easier for that 6 Series back in the day. You know, it was really only competing against maybe the R32, for example. And the Dodge Stealth, perhaps. You know, this didn't exist back then. This didn't exist back then. So, you know, in my mind, in my memory, this car was pretty useful to me in the past. But in this current day and age, I feel like, you know, it's kind of failing the test of time. So, requires stringent criteria. As long as you're limited to kind of like a wet German Renaissance event, you know, maybe that might be pretty useful for you, but that's about it. BMW 840 Grand Coupe. Again, stringent criteria, perhaps. Used to be really good, honestly, but then it got a handling cut. So it doesn't have 85 handling stock anymore or whatever. It used to have 86 handling stock, I think it was. It used to be 95 handling max with medium ground clearance. Now, not so much. Requires stringent criteria. Still handles okay for a medium ground clearance car, but not as good as it used to be. BMW M6 convertible. Jeez, this car used to be one of the best ultras in the game. Right? Back in the day, 90 MRI on this thing, a fast circuit beast. It used to be the best fast circuit ultra rare. All right. You know, yeah, people used to think that this thing should have been an epic. But it's gone down in RQ now, 59. MRI is still good on this thing. I think it's around 88, something like that. Still pretty damn good. But it does require stringent criteria nowadays. Like, it requires a very specific event for this thing to be useful in, because there are just better options to use now that are also BMW, namely that BMW M5, right? That's RQ64. BMW X3 is up next. I'm going to say has a little moments, and this is going to be trash. Mercedes AMG SLC 43 is up next. I'm going to say requires stringent criteria. I mean, it is one of the more normal cars in this update, which is, you know, not four-wheel drive, not medium ground clearance, kind of just, you know, more of a run-of-the-mill road drive performance style car. I might move that down, we'll see. The CLS 500, I would say, requires stringent criteria as well. E430, now this one. This was W210 E-Class. MRA on this thing. Fantastic. 88 MRA. Don't believe me? Let me show you. I know that the MRA on this car was so good that I even had the liberty, I took the liberty to find it. Collections and Tags, Niklas collection. I'll show you right now. I think this should be drag spec. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, never mind. I thought I had one drag spec, but I guess not. But yeah, I mean, it has 88 MRA, but I've never really utilized it anywhere anyway. For my 1000, yeah, I've used it 237 times in about 4 years, more than 4 years, right? So yeah, requires special tag challenge. R63 AMG. Some people might disagree with me on this, but I want to put it in either versatile or like a high mid-tier. I do use it quite a bit, I think, because it's classified as an SUV, MPV, and it has high ground, not high, but medium ground clearance and decent MRA and a low 0 to 60 and a high top speed, which is impressive, honestly, for a medium ground clearance to have that top speed, considering that most German cars are limited to 155 miles per hour. I'm gonna put it in versatile for now. I might move it down, but I do use this car on a decent amount, I would say. It does deserve the sleeper tag. Let's have a look. 41 races. Okay, that's not a lot at all. This one, 114 races. Still not that much, but you know, it was good enough for me to upgrade both of them. I think I'll move it down one though. It seems a bit more fair. Now moving on to the Porsches. Again though, like they're all a dime a dozen nowadays, aren't they? And they're also yellow. 911 Carrera. I don't think any of them are hot garbage, but I don't think any of them are much that good. I'm going to put all of them in has little moments for now. Then I'll move some up. So I'm going to move the 911 Carrera S up one. I'm going to move just the better handling stuff, right? I'll move them all up by once. It requires stringent criteria for different reasons. You know, if you can use more RQ, then you would use the Carrera S. If you needed to save a little bit of RQ, Cayman's alright to use. 94 handling as well. Now moving on to the Touareg. I'm gonna say it has little moments. And oh, epics. Okay, well the epics will go through really quickly. So 4-wheel drive standard, 83 handling when max it out, A4 Avant, but then again, you don't really use any of these Audis much anywhere. I'm going to put all of them not in the bottom tier though, just because they can all get about 84 to 83 handling, 4-wheel drive standard, and medium ground clearance. They're not good, putting it in has little moments, but I just don't think that they're hot garbage. Unlike the RS6 Plus, beautiful car, but useless in top drives in my opinion. SUVs though, these ones, it's kind of hard for me to judge. I've never used them. I've never seen them. I've never come up against them as well. I just don't think, okay, for the Audi A8s, right, I think there's the SQ, is it SQ7 or something? Epic, Audi, you know, as long as SQ8, as long as this SQ8 exists, as long as this SQ5 exists and the SQ7, as long as those kind of pinnacle cars exist, I don't think anything below it in RQ will actually like hold a candle to it. So Q8, I'm gonna say has little moments. Q855's e-tron, again, I'm just gonna put it here. No, I'm gonna bump it down one. Audi RS, yeah, I'm gonna put that down there as well. This is trash. Okay, iX, that's alright. I'll put that in versatile. M240i has little moments. Okay, M3 competition, yeah, that's a solid car. I'll put that in highly versatile as well. Yeah, finally, right? Second car finally to put highly versatile. All right, let me have a closer look at the 640i, for example. I just don't. The 640i, it's so expensive. And it only comes in with 74 handling. It actually handles less than all these Audis that you see here. But it's also more expensive to use in terms of RQ. Crazy, because this thing used to have like 90 plus handling, and it used to be a legendary. Remember that back in the day when it used to be one of the best standard tire cars? Yeah, not anymore. BMW M6 requires special tag challenge. X3, yep, it's a 65, that speaks for himself. 911 Carrera, you're not going to be using a 66 much at all, honestly. 911 Carrera GTS, car stringent criteria, maybe. Okay, Cayenne. Owned a couple of those in my garage. Never needed to use it, although it handled really, really well. 87 we maxed it out. I'm gonna say has a little moments. I don't think it's hot garbage, but you're not gonna use it that much. Take on GTS requires stringent criteria. And then the Roof SCR. Okay, Roof SCR is alright. I put that in versatile. It has like 102 MRA, ridiculously high top speed. Used to be a legend as well. I think it's one of the stronger epics. So I'm gonna put that in versatile. And then the Volkswagen CC. Honestly, maybe a low versatile, high requires stringent criteria. 86 handling is impressive for that. Definitely better than all those Audis. But yeah, I mean, I think it's fair because I'm already ranking them above the Audis anyway. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. The Legendaries over here, man. I mean, it's a bunch of four-wheel drive, you know, R8s, and all of them are just a dime a dozen. I'm gonna put them all in requires I might even move some of them down, like this 81 over here. Yeah, we moved that down to has little moments, to be honest. I'll move this one down to has little moments too. There you go. BMW 7 Series has little moments. Panamera has little moments. I got this thing fully upgraded, ladies and gentlemen. I got it fully upgraded, and I only ever used it. Why is it not showing up? Because it's epic. That's right. I only ever used it for that one final I needed it for. I can't remember what the final was for at this point. I think it was the Sauber C9. No, it's not the Sauber C9. It can't be. Was it the Sauber C9? I can't. No, Hennessy. Yeah, Hennessy F5. That's what it was. I used it for that final. Barely ever since, right? 277 races, 554 days, 85% win ratio. Mostly done at that final. And then let's talk about, I guess, the rest of these. Roof Turbo R has 102 MRA, which is cool. Has a high top speed as well. But again, it just doesn't get any use. It doesn't get any use anymore. I mean, yeah, at the beginning of German Renaissance when Roof was still a brand new thing, you know, all these cars were game changers, but I think requires stringent criteria. Again, this is all personal, right? This is personal opinion from my personal experiences. Let me know if you disagree or, you know, agree. You know, again, this Panamera GTS, just terrible. Never going to use it. 911 Carrera 4. I'm going to bump it up to require stringent criteria because it handles really well for a four-wheel drive car of 84 RQ. 99 if you can fully upgrade that. But then again, who's going to fully upgrade an RQ 84 Legend, right? Last but not least, Audi A5 DTM. Yeah, we'll put that like versatile, maybe. I'm gonna have versatile, maybe highly versatile. You know, somewhere along those lines. Am I feeling generous today? Maybe if I'm feeling generous today, I put it in highly versatile. If I'm feeling less generous, I'll put it down there. You know, somewhere along these lines. But anyway, guys, it ain't great. It ain't great. I'm not opening this. Never. I'm never opening this pack. I mean, obviously I'll get the ones for free from the challenge, but that's about it. I honestly don't think I have the collection. I don't think I have what it takes to actually win the prize car, which again is just really underwhelming. I don't think the prize car, I don't think the Volvo is that bad. It's got a ridiculously low 0 to 60 for a four-wheel drive center tire SUV. But like, it's just not an exciting car at all. But yeah, I mean, clearly I don't think I have a good enough hand. I got 3 of those M3 saloons, which is great. I love that car. But yeah, honestly, I am lacking in many areas here. I'll see how far I can get, but it is what it is, man. I'm not opening packs for this stupid collection. But anyway, guys, remember, in the words of Robin, the design of a collection series is to focus on cars not usually focused on. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Don't open this pack, man. The prize car isn't even worth it. I mean, unless you're like some kind of massive Volvo nerd. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna stay safe. Wash your hands. And blossom them out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night.